Start with the people. In one country, millions of phones and laptops open apps, load pages, and send messages all day. None of them think about how that traffic actually leaves the place they live. Their traffic first lands on local networks, the home providers, mobile operators, and office links inside the country. These carry everything between neighbors and nearby offices without ever touching another country's cables. To reach anything abroad, that traffic funnels into border networks. In many countries, there are only a handful of them, a few operators holding the physical links and satellite paths that cross the frontier. Those border networks constantly announce something to the world, the blocks of addresses that lie behind them. Think of it as repeating out loud that everything numbered like this can be reached through us. On the other side sits the rest of the internet, every other network on the planet, each keeping a giant table of which neighbor to hand traffic to for every block of addresses. Watching all of this are outside observers, projects that collect those announcements and measure traffic volumes. They cannot see inside anyone's country, but they can see exactly which address blocks are still being announced. One more piece matters: servers sitting inside the country. Local company systems, government portals, and cached copies of popular content already stored nearby, close enough that reaching them never needs a border crossing. Here is the fragile part. Everything outward depends on that small set of border networks continuing to speak. If they go quiet, the rest of the internet simply stops knowing where the country is. Follow a normal request first. You tap a link and the traffic leaves your phone into your provider's local network, the same wires and radio masts that serve every street around you. If the site lives abroad, that local network hands the traffic upward to a border network. This is the moment the request stops being domestic and needs a path out of the country. That path exists only because the border network has already announced its address blocks to its neighbors abroad. The announcement is the advertisement. Without it, nobody outside has any reason to send traffic here. Neighbors pass that announcement to their neighbors, and within minutes it has crossed the planet. Networks everywhere write one line into their tables, for these addresses hand the traffic in that direction. Outside observers quietly copy those tables. They keep a live feed of which blocks are announced and how much traffic flows, which is why the next few minutes are so visible from abroad. Now the failure. For whatever reason, the border networks stop announcing those address blocks. Nothing is broken inside the country yet. The operators have simply stopped telling the world how to reach it. Withdrawal spreads exactly like the announcement did. Every network that had learned the route removes that line from its table, and within a few minutes there is no path to the country at all. This is what observers abroad see: the count of announced blocks falling off a cliff and traffic graphs dropping to a flat line. From outside, the whole country looks like it was unplugged. Inside, though, the picture is stranger. The local networks are still running perfectly. Phones still show full signal, home routers still work, and traffic between two people in the same city still arrives. Anything served from inside keeps working too. Domestic banking systems, government portals, and content already cached on local servers answer normally, because reaching them never required crossing the border in the first place. Everything else fails in a confusing way. Apps spin, pages time out, and messages refuse to send, all while the phone insists it is connected. The connection is real, the destination is unreachable. Ordinary phone calls and text messages often survive because they ride the older telephone system rather than internet routing. Two things share the same tower yet fail completely differently, which surprises almost everyone at first. Recovery is the same process reversed. The border networks announce their blocks again, neighbors relay it outward, and tables refill across the planet. Connectivity usually returns within minutes, long before the backlog of traffic clears. Why so few exits? International capacity is expensive. Undersea cables, cross-border fiber, and satellite links are built by a small number of large operators. Concentration is economics, not conspiracy, and it makes the choke point narrow. The causes vary widely. An anchor or landslide can cut a cable, a configuration mistake can withdraw routes accidentally, and sometimes an operator is instructed to stop announcing. The visible effect looks nearly identical. That is why outside measurement is careful. A flat graph proves traffic stopped, not why. Observers can often tell a physical cable break from a clean routing withdrawal by how the change looks. Outages are rarely all or nothing. Sometimes only mobile data disappears while fixed lines survive, or one region loses its single link. The more independent border paths a country has, the harder a total blackout becomes. So the whole picture, traffic leaves through a few border networks that announce the country's address blocks. Stop announcing and the routes vanish worldwide within minutes, while everything purely local inside keeps working normally. Now you know, the next time you read that a country went offline, picture a handful of announcements going quiet and a few million people staring at a full signal bar with nowhere to go. Follow how it all runs for more. Catch you in the next one.